Whoa! What is up, guys? This is pretty zoomed out, if you ask me. Not that anybody's asking me. How are you guys doing tonight? Hope y'all are well. This is a new setup for me. This is a bit strange, very zoomed out, and coming from the top. So it's looking down. You can see more of the bait room than really ever, though I'm glad you can't see the table. Hope you guys are having a great night. Happy Saturday night. Go Nuggets. Nuggets have been struggling. First half, we are facing elimination for the third time these playoffs, playing the Lakers, and Lakers have a dang good team. So hopefully we can turn it around the second half. I'm just going to stay on here for about an hour tonight, show you some baits that are new to me, and that I showed you in the unboxing video that I posted yesterday for my monthly discount tackle unboxing. So hope you guys are having a great Saturday night. I'm going to be drinking a Colorado native pills. They call it the Mountain Pass pills. So hope y'all are doing well. Looks like we got a few people in here already. Riley says, hey, how's your night going? Love the new look. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know if it's a new look necessarily, but we'll have to see how it goes. So, Simon, what up, dude? Appreciate it. Oh, you're talking about the new look, like the new hairdo and the mustache trim. Yeah, had to trim up a little bit. I was looking a little bit COVID-esque, if you ask me. I had some flow going on, and my stash was getting a little overgrown. So appreciate the compliments. William, what up, dude? Appreciate you making the stream tonight. Hope you are feeling all right today, this evening. Been thinking about you, and yeah, just again, like I mentioned in the comment section of yesterday's YouTube video, just know that you're not alone, man. There's a number of us going through tough times, not just because of COVID, but physical and mental health problems as well. So I feel you, dude. Let me catch up on these comments. You guys are chatting amongst each other. Happy hunting, says Simon. Fat Basses just went live. I'm not sure that I know Fat Basses. Might need to check out that channel. Is there anything that I ought to know about that in particular? Let me know how the connection is this evening as well. My internet connection has been spotty over the last few days here at my house. Just is that way for whatever reason here in my town in Colorado. So that's just Verizon and Comcast for you. So anyway, hope y'all are doing well, guys. Oh, I do remember that, Riley. So you were hanging out with him tonight, huh? Well, we'll see if he comes around, if he's done live streaming or not, and hopefully he can behave himself if he does. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into a few of these things, because I've got a lot to show you guys tonight. And like I said, I'm not going to be on here all that long because I do want to support my Denver Nuggets and see how they might be able to perform in the second half of tonight's game. So first, we can just go back through at least 4 of the 5 baits from yesterday's unboxing, because as you noticed from a post on Instagram, I did tie on and go try out the Megabass Pop Max topwater popper / walking bait, and it's tied on to my topwater rod as we speak. So Simon's got a crossbow. Awesome. Deer season in Illinois starts this Thursday. Well, I am not a hunter myself, but I wish you the best of luck in hunting season. I know that it's that time of year for all of you guys. I don't tend to mind it because that just means fishing pressure goes down a little bit as the fish start to bite more. So I wish you the best of luck in killing and harvesting whatever deer that you are looking to get your hands on this season. So let's get into it, guys. if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I want to let you know that Discount Tackle is worth a closer look, okay? Now, I've told you before, but there are a lot of brands that they discount lures on. And, you know, all the way from Z-Man and Kitech and Strike King, a lot of my favorite baits, but more than just that. Lucky Craft, Evergreen, a number of other higher end lures, they also discount. Now some, like I mentioned, with Megabass and I know River to Sea and maybe a few other brands, Guggen Baits, have manufacturers or minimum advertised prices. So that stands for MAP, and or is abbreviated with MAP. And so that means that retailers cannot discount those prices. They're fixed. And so doesn't matter when or where you buy them. And here, as we're in between, say, the Labor Day and Black Friday sales, you might as well go somewhere like discounttackle.com and really take advantage of the everyday discounts that they've got, because they range from 10% on Lucky Craft to 20% on Z-Man and Evergreen and a bunch of other brands and everything in between. So might as well shop around, find the best deals that you can, and then use those savings to further justify spending a little extra dough on minimum advertised price lures. Okay, so as I showed you, got a new color of the SB 125. This is the Shower Blows topwater walking bait, and this is just a classic bone color. Okay, as you know, I've got it in one or two colors already, but I like to throw most of my walking baits in shad patterns, and I've really only had the SB 125 in this ghost bluegill pattern, so decided to pick one up in bone just because it's a classic color that you kind of have to have. And as you saw last month or the month before, I got the smaller SB 105 in this clear color. So what you're going to realize over the course of this stream is that this topwater walking bait box for me is now overflowing, and I'm going to have to move to a deeper box or separate this into two different boxes like I have with my jerk baits, where say I've got my JDM jerk baits in this smaller 3600 size box and all of my other jerk baits in this larger 3700 size box. So I'm now to the point of having too many topwater walking baits, but I suppose you can never have too many. It's a good problem to have, and I'm not too worried about it, but do need to figure out a solution of where to go from here. So am I missing any comments? William says, Riley, I plan on shooting me a 10-point buck we've been seeing on the camera. Dang, dude, good luck with that. Hope you do, man. That would be wicked. Ryan says, hey, everyone. Hey, Tyler. How you feeling? Pretty good, Ryan. How are you, man? You sitting in the tractor doing some late-night work or what? What are you up to tonight? My back is feeling pretty well. Appreciate you asking. I am just excited to be here hanging out with you guys for a few minutes and talking baits. So hope y'all are having a good weekend. Cheers. All finished with the harvest, says Ryan. Okay, man, what are you up to tonight then? Just chilling? You watching basketball, college football? What are you up to? I'll go in the same order that I did in my unboxing video yesterday. These OB68 poppers from Evergreen are pretty slick. I'm excited to have these. One, just because I don't have a lot of high-end poppers until recently. And two, because these guys are totally different. And, you know, the main thing that makes walking baits, topwater poppers different from one another is primarily the sound. Now, a lot of poppers have the ability to walk. So we're not going to get into the topic that is which baits can walk better than others, but this is a very well-rounded, do-everything type of popper. But what makes it particularly unique is the sound and all of the rattles inside this guy. There are 4 different rattle chambers and 4 different types of rattles inside this bait. So as you can hear, it sounds different kind of from every angle. So depending on how you're working the bait, whether you're chugging it, popping it quickly, or you're walking the bait, it is going to sound different. And not just different depending on how you work the bait, but different from other baits on the market. So this guy is wicked, retails for 16 bucks, but on Discount Tackle you can get it for a little under 13. So again, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned in the video yesterday, don't hold me to Discount Tackle's prices being fixed, because they are subject to change over time, especially. But while you can, I recommend that you go ahead and take advantage of these deals while they're super good. 20% off on these baits in particular. The shower blows and the OB popper are awesome deals. So specifically, I took advantage of those deals to be able to justify picking up a couple of these megabass lures that I didn't already have in my arsenal. So I don't have, like I said, I don't have the Pop Max on me because it's tied on to my top water rod, which is out in the garage. But here I've got the Dog X Diamante, and this is a wicked color. Like I said, I don't throw a lot of bluegill pattern top water walking baits, but this guy is a rather versatile color pattern, and it's got more of a shiny bottom to it. It's more pearl than anything, but it's got a little bit of a green sheen to it that reminds me of that green gizzard shad from Strike King. So listen to how obnoxiously loud this guy is. Ow, ow. These hooks are super sharp. So Ryan says, I entered a bass tournament. It was a week-long tourney, though, through an app. Interesting. It ends tomorrow, and the weather is awful. It's a 4-hour drive to the lake, and you're watching the Stanley Cup. Okay, man, right on. To each his own. If the Avalanche were in the Stanley Cup, I'd be watching, but because they got beat by the Stars, I'm not really so interested. I was a little bit salty when we lost in Game 7 to the Stars, and, you know, it is what it is. But playoff hockey is always fun to watch as well. But pretty wild that we have kind of all sports going on right now. We got baseball, we got hockey, we got basketball, and we've got football. So go Broncos tomorrow, go Nuggets tonight. So there were only 5 baits that I picked up in this month's Discount Tackle unboxing. 2 poppers and 3 walking baits. Or I guess I should say 3 poppers and 2 walking baits. And yeah, that Megabass Pop Max that I've got tied on my top water rod right now is a popper, but it functions just as well, if not better, like it does, like a walking bait. So you can work it hard and pop it, but it actually wants to walk. So if you're working it faster than super slow, I'll say, it wants to cut to the side. It's not one of those poppers that's just going to move straight along, and I don't mind that whatsoever. I was really impressed with the action on it, and pretty pumped to have it in my arsenal. So let's keep moving right along. Let me try and keep up with these comments if I can. William, hope all is well and that you guys are safe. I can't quite keep up with your guys' comments, but it sounds like you maybe had some damage to your house, and I am super sorry to hear that, man. Ryan just left a link to the tournament. Longest walleye wins 10,000 bucks. Dang, dude, that's pretty sweet. All right, guys, let's get into a bunch of products that I have not showed you guys yet. And want to show you first is a new soft plastic on the market. And this right here is the Z-Man Baby Goat. So you guys have probably heard of this by now. But this is essentially like the Baby Menace Grub, or the... Well, that's the best comparison. I'm not going to mention all the other baits that have a copied design of that, but this is a downsized version, just a little 3-inch guy, and this is the deal. Obviously, it's made with Elastec, but the reason that I compare it to the Baby Menace Grub is that it's got these flanges on the tail. So, it's got these kickers that are pretty aggressive. I'll go ahead and separate them. But this is going to be a rad bait on a Ned rig, on a micro jig, and a mini chatterbait. Kind of anything that you could think of where a 3-inch long bait would excel, this is going to do it. So I ended up picking up 3 packs, 2 in this color called the Deal, which you better know by now. I'll just stand up so you guys can see it more up close. So you get green pumpkin on one side. Gosh, I'm just blocking the light so you can't see me, can't see this color very well, and I apologize for that. But you get green pumpkin on one side, and you get this holographic blue-ish on the bottom. So I gotta figure out this camera setup because that was a big fail, and I apologize for that, guys. We'll figure it out in the future. But like I said, I got 2 packs in the Deal and 1 in watermelon red, I believe. Yep. And the reason I got 2 in the Deal is so that I could give 1 to you guys. So you're going to see me announce this month's giveaway tomorrow. And it's going to be 4 packs of soft plastics. And that might be it. But these are all new soft plastics to the market in this past year. So you've seen me talk about them or open them all in the last month or 2 for sure. I'll just say 1 from 6 Cents, 2 from Zoom, and 1 from Z-Man. And so keep an eye out for the giveaway post, which should be coming tomorrow, and then individual posts about all of those products over the next handful of days, and it'll be running through probably Thursday of this upcoming week. So I got 3 packs of the Baby Goat. Ryan says I'm leading the tournament for big bass with a 48 centimeter bass, but sitting in like 10th for 5 bass total length because I only had 4 bass. Well, Ryan, do you get a check for big bass or no? That's pretty awesome that that you caught a bass that big, dude. 48 centimeters. What does that add up to? That's like a 23-inch bass, right? It's pretty solid, man. Looks like Nate Sommers is in here. What up, dude? Hope you're having a good night. Thanks for joining us, man. And yes, it is, Riley. Send me a message after this stream and we will definitely talk about it, okay? So while we're on the topic of, well, we're not really on the topic anymore, but topwater walking baits, I want to show you a few cool ones here. First, you already know this bait. I've got one in my box, but wanted to add a new color. And this is the 6 Cents Catwalk. Awesome bait. It's got a 1-knocker sound to it. And a pretty unique action. This guy has a keeled belly. And this color is tough to beat. So it's called Shad Burst. And again, because the lighting, I don't think you're going to be able to see the true potential and just how awesome this color is. But of course, you could check it out online, and you'll see pictures of it relatively soon on my Instagram page as well. But the Catwalk, like I said, has a keeled belly and a unique action because when you walk the dog, it dips under the surface a little bit, whereas a lot of topwater walking baits just glide across the surface or kind of stay in place and spit water. So the Catwalk is different in that regard, that it goes subsurface just ever so slightly and then comes back up. So really sharp hooks on here, EWG hooks like you would expect from 6 cents, which are not necessarily my preferred style of hook on a topwater walking bait, but this is a wicked bait and one that I thought was definitely worth having a second one in my box. I've already got one in the, they call it Spanish Bone, which is this guy right here. So I figured it'd be nice to have one for sunny conditions and one for cloudy conditions. Have kind of both of my bases covered there. So pumped about that. Another repeat bait but new color for me is the Lucky Craft Sammy 105. I posted about the Lucky Craft Sammy 115 like last week. Ryan says, we struggled to get bass. I threw a square bill and spinner baits, managed to catch 200 walleye, but only 4 bass. Even caught a walleye on a topwater. Dude, that's awesome. The turning lead is 5 bass with a 47 centimeter average. Dang, dude, that's huge. If you click on the link, it shows pictures of every bass caught. Interesting. Okay, so the Sammy 105 is a little bit higher pitch rattling version of the Sammy 100 or Sammy 115. So it's the same exact body shape, just different rattles and a little bit different plastic material. I believe it's a thinner plastic wall. If you listen to the original Sammy, it's also just one of those things that you can kind of feel the difference. I think the original Sammy 115, which is more expensive, is just built with a different type of plastic. The new Sammy 105 is not a brand new bait. This actually was released some 5 to 10 years ago and then discontinued and has been brought back to the market. But this guy retails for $9.99. And so I think you can get it on Discount Tackle for even less than that. And this is a good bait. It's got 3 hooks instead of the original Sammy that has 2, even on the 115. So this is a smaller bait, but with 1 extra hook. And as you can tell, this is a completely clear color. I believe they call it Lake Murray Clear. And I like having clear topwater walking baits, which I already showed you. I've got the SB 105 in that clear color. So here in the next month or so, I've got my bases covered as the shad are up shallow in clear water. I've got 2 105 size walking baits with 3 hooks on them. One for clearer or calmer conditions and one for when there's just a little bit more chop on the water, or when I've already located the bass and the bite is slowing down just ever so slightly. So Sammy 105, SB 105, completely different baits and different class price-wise. But Sammy 105, pretty pumped to have that, even though I already had one. Ron Hawley in the building. Bassless chap here. What up, Ron? How are you doing, man? Hope you are doing well this evening. I owe you a response to your text message that you sent me earlier this week, and I'm so sorry that I didn't do that. You just texted me at a time where I was super busy, and I checked the message, and then it got buried before I had a chance to respond to you. So I do owe you a response to that, and I appreciate you sending me a direct text message, and I wish you all the best in working out the move cross country. And yeah, we'll talk more in detail at another time. But thanks for joining in on the stream. Hope you're doing well. So I just tossed the packaging straight to the ground, but I need to explain what this is. This is the Lucky Craft Sammy 108, which has a completely different body style from the Sammy 105, if you can't tell. It's got a fat cigar-shaped body that does not curve up. So it's going to have a different stance in the water that's going to be more horizontal. The Sammy wants to sit with the tail down, not quite at a 45, but a little bit down. And this Sammy 108 is going to sit more horizontal. So it's going to have a different walking action, even a bit more subtle than the 105. I can't tell how different that rattle is. A little bit louder knocker in it, in my opinion, but need to do a little bit more research into this bait. This also falls into that same category of being a new $10 Lucky Craft bait. So I figured I might as well try it, although I think it's one of these that really is only offered in a couple colors. So this is what they call BP Golden Shiner, which in a lot of ways reminds me of the Aurora black color, but instead of having a blue top, it's got a black top. So BP Golden Shiner Sammy 108. Awesome bait there. Moving right along, we got, I think, three more top water walking baits. And these are all new to me. So getting into some pencil popper style top water walking baits, and this is the Yozuri 3DB pencil popper. Okay, this is a cool color called Prism Ghost Shad, and this is going to put off a lot of flash. This bait comes with 3 number 2 size hooks, so very large profile bait that is 5 3/8 inches long and weighs an ounce. So this is not a small bait. It's going to throw a lot of water, and it's going to flash a lot because it's got this internal foil in it. As you can see on the top, it says Yozuri 3DB Pencil Popper 135F floating. So it has a pencil popper body shape, obviously, with that wider tail to it, kind of like the shower blows. Of course, I put the shower blows back in the box. Come on. I want to be able to show you guys the differences between some of these baits. Ow! Gonna hook myself pretty badly. So very similar body shape to them. A bit different on the nose, though. The cup on the face of the Yozuri comes a bit deeper, which is going to be similar to a bait or two that I'm going to show you here coming up. So Yozuri Pencil Popper 135, listen to the sound. So it's got a knocker in the tail and like one bead just in front of the knocker on the bottom of the bait. So that bead is not going to make near as much sound as like some of these Lucky Craft baits that I've been showing you, but the Yozuri is a newer one to the market. And in general, Yozuri makes really, really high quality baits that I am very impressed with. And so, pretty pumped to have that. Looks like I might have just frozen, and that would not be good. Hopefully I come back. Leave a comment if you can still see me. Okay, next up is the Ima Lures Little Stick. This, I think, is same size, 135, pencil popper style bait, and so very, very similar body, very similar size as the Yozuri, but I don't think this thing weighs quite as much. It does. This is a 1 ounce, 135 millimeter lure, but listen to the sound. Very different. So instead of that one knocker sound that the Yozuri has, the Ima has multiple beads in the middle of the bait. So Ima falls into, I'd say, the same category as Yozuri of being Japanese lures at a great value. Now this comes with smaller hooks on it than the Yozuri does. The Yozuri, like I said, has 3 number 2 size hooks, all round bend, so huge. And I believe these are number 4 size hooks on them with the Ima. So interesting. I might swap one of these hooks on each of these baits, see how that goes. This color pattern here is called About Shad, and it has a purple top, white belly, and like a shad type of holographic side. So really like that. And both of those are rather affordable. I want to say in the $10 range, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think Ima probably retails at about 11 bucks, and the Yozuri closer to 10 bucks. Now this one's just a little bit more expensive, but a little bit different. And this is the Savage Gear, what do you call it? The Prop Walker. And this is just in a standard bone color. This is a 5 1/4 inch, 1 1/5 ounce. So just a little bit more than an ounce, but really cool bait, the Prop Walker, because in a lot of ways it's built to look and perform a lot like these other pencil poppers that I've just showed you, but the nose is just a little bit more subtle, so it is going to still walk and spit quite well. But look, we've only got 2 hooks on here instead of 3, and what makes this bait especially unique and different is that you can pull these wings out. Again, I've never owned this bait, so I don't really know how to engage this feature. Here we go. I should have felt like I was going to ruin the bait by doing that. And I still do feel that way. Hopefully I don't mess it up. I thought this was a little bit easier to do. Nick the Informative Fisherman, if you guys don't know him, he works with Monster Bass, he works with Savage Gear and Bill Lewis, and he is super well informed and a great guy in general. I was talking to him on a live stream of his just last week about this bait. Here we go. Finally got these pulled out. But check this out. You can convert this bait from a walking bait to a plopper style bait. And it seems like a simple idea. It wasn't very easy for me to undo these and engage the plopper, but it seems like it will work quite well once you do engage it. So I'm going to go ahead and snap these back into place, which obviously is much easier than unclipping them, but really cool hybrid style lure here that is a walking bait and a prop bait 2-in-1. So this guy has a little bit more heavy duty hooks on it, like you would hope and expect out of a bait like this. But this is a 130 size, and like I said, weighs just over an ounce. Let's see if we've got any rattles. Very subdued rattles inside. And this is a bone color. So I think this was about 12 or 13 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. Just double check that. I think it retails for more like 14 bucks, but I paid $12.74 for it, and that's definitely worth a look. So, Lance Stevens, what up, bro? Made it to a live stream again. Good to see you, man. Uh-oh, Nuggets just got thrown out of the playoffs for cheating. Get out of here, Ron. I am going to run here pretty soon to go watch the rest of the Nuggets game, but thank you, Ryan. I will remind the rest of you guys, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button for me. Looks like there's only 6 people in here watching right now, but we do have 8 thumbs up, and I appreciate you guys. The last 2 baits that I have in here that I definitely want to show you, at least I'm pretty sure they're the last 2, are these Lucky Craft baits. And these are the Moonsault crankbaits. First is one that I already had, and these are on clearance because they're being discontinued, which is really unfortunate. I've got these in a couple sizes, but this is the small, or I've got them in a few colors in this size. This is the Moonsault CB100, and they make it in a 50, which is more of a wake bait. They make it in this 100, which is a shallow diving crankbait, and then I think a 200 and a 300 to go a little bit deeper. But what's awesome about these Moonsault crankbaits is that, listen, this is a crankbait in function, but has a rattle trap sound to it. It has a ton of BBs and rattles in 3, if not 4 different chambers inside. So lots of rattles in this bait. And I love it. So this is like a Wakasagi color, and I've got it in more of an IU natural green color, and I've also got one in a red cross style pattern. Really love the Moonsault baits, and they're on clearance right now, like I said, because they're being discontinued. So go check those out. And this is a brand new bait, Lucky Craft Moonsault in the LC 1.5. This is the standard Lucky Craft square bill, which I really love throwing in the 1.5 and the 2.5 sizes. In fact, I've got a little mini box of them kind of ready to go at all times. But this is the Ghost Minnow color of the Lucky Craft 1.5 square bill crankbait in the Moonsault internals. So you get that rattle trap mixed with a square bill, which is just going to be absolutely killer this time of year. Square bills are great, and lipless crankbaits are great in the fall. So this bait right here is probably what I'm most excited about out of all of these that I showed you, which, quite frankly, I'm excited about every single one of them. None of these are cheap or simple baits by any means, and a lot of them are new to me. So really excited in general. But the LC 1.5 Moonsault. Okay, that's like an $11 crankbait, something like that. And I'm probably most excited about it. So I felt like there was one or two other things that I wanted to talk about this evening, but really it was mostly just talking to you a little bit about the giveaway that I'm going to be posting tomorrow, and then showing you uh, the items from the unboxing video from Discount Tackle, and then these other lures that I haven't shown on camera yet that I did recently pick up. So, whole pile of new baits for me, and let me know if you have any questions real quick. I'm going to hang out for just a couple more minutes before I hop off, because I can hear the game going on up there, and I'm using both my phone and my computer as we speak. And so I'm hung up and can't tell what's going on. Give me a quick update on the score, guys. Someone look up what the score is between the Nuggets and the Lakers before I hop off. I gotta know. Is Fat Bass is in here? Telling people to share this stream or his stream? I mean, if he's telling people to share this stream, then that would be awesome. If he's telling people to share his stream, doesn't matter to me. Okay, 7582, we're in it. Appreciate it, William. All the more reason why I'm not going to hang out for very much longer. Let me show you 2 or 3 things real quick that I wanted to mention. I got 3 chatterbaits here, okay? One I posted about yesterday on Instagram, and this right here is the Tackle Blade Waker. A lot of people want to call it the Blade Walker for some reason, just because I think it looks like that on paper. But if you understand how this bait works, you'll know that it's the Blade Waker. This is essentially like a swim jig with a split ring and this wild folded blade on the front. Okay, Tackle makes some very innovative products, and so far I've been pretty impressed with them. You know, the Sprinker Frog, they brought back the OG Vixen, which is now by the name of the Kick Knocker, which I do need to pick up a couple colors of, and then this Blade Waker. So, as I mentioned in my post on Instagram, what's especially cool about this guy is that you can move this snap. It's got 2 holes in the blade. So, it comes rigged in the regular position where the snap is rigged through both holes. And as it is like this, it's got a pretty wide wobbling action where you can fish it relatively slowly and it will stay high in the water column. In fact, if you fish it at a medium speed, it will wake on the surface. So that is why it's called the Blade Waker. But what's cool is that you can move this snap up to the front hole and it will change the action and make it tighter and allow you to fish it faster and deeper. And so then it functions more like a standard chatterbait. And so I'm really impressed with the design of this lure, but I didn't realize until last night I was watching Kevin Baxter, aka the Bait Man, was streaming and talking about this bait and about how people have been complaining about the hook. Sure, this hook is relatively medium or medium light wire, but it has a hand-tied skirt and a unique double metal keeper on it. And this hook is not super strong. He had heard that people were breaking the hook, so he decided to bend the hook himself, which I'm not going to do on this stream, but he actually bent and broke the hook right off with relative ease, which I understand is disappointing and could be a little bit of a flaw in the way that the bait is made. He got mixed feedback from that. I felt like it was a mistake on his part to do that, especially when a bait like this costs 15 bucks. So, I have 2 of these. I've got this one and I've got one in black and blue that's not open. And I do wish that I'd gotten one in white instead of black and blue, because I really like the design of this bait. And I probably will get another one, but I'm not going to be so foolish like Kevin was to bend the hook right off of this guy. So anyway, that's one thing to note. I got one more for you. That's okay, William. No big deal if Fat Basses is telling people to share his stream. No big deal. I really don't care whatsoever. So, next up is Jackhammer Chatterbait. You guys know about this bait. Nothing new here, but check out the trailer choice I've got on here. I mentioned a week or two ago that I was going to do this, and I'm excited about this. This is the 4.5-inch missile baits. What do they call it? This is the quiver. And they make this bait in two sizes, the 4.5 and the 6.5. This bait was made for the Nico rig specifically, but rigged horizontally like this, I am pretty excited about how the action is going to be on the back of a chatterbait. So that is item number 2. And lastly, item number 3, which you're going to see me post about soon, is the new Stealth Blade Jackhammer Chatterbait. Okay, I have a white colored one. It's actually called Clearwater Shad, rigged on my chatterbait setup, or rather my crankbait setup, in my garage, because I did take it out and test it out the other day. But wanted to tell you my initial thoughts and impressions about this bait, and let you know that I am mixed about this guy. Appreciate it, William. That's what the Nuggets do. So I do need to go watch that. But this is a very interesting bait where, if you can't tell just by looking here, in the same size weight, these are both 3/8 of an ounce. The blade is significantly smaller on the new Stealth Blade Jackhammer, and it's clear and it's plastic. Instead of using a snap on the front, this guy uses an oval split ring. And I found that those two things combined really subdue the action of this chatterbait. So, in my opinion, it shouldn't even be called a jackhammer by any means. Now, it is made still by Z-Man and Evergreen, and is made with top-notch components. So the hook is a little bit lighter wire and a little bit smaller than the standard jackhammer. This is a custom decoy hook, which is very high quality. Decoy is an awesome Japanese brand, just like Evergreen. And I know that this blade is reinforced with some metal in it, but I will tell you right now that if you can't make up your mind, I would definitely go with the original jackhammer 9 or 10 times out of 10, just because I think the Stealth Blade Jackhammer is a lot more niche of a bait. It's a very situational, very specific time and place where you're going to want to use the Stealth Blade. One, you're going to use it in clear water or super pressured situations. But two, my issue with this bait is that it is very sensitive to how it can be worked and fished. The original jackhammer is super versatile, super loud, and I think it's effective for both of those reasons. One, it being as loud as it is and sounding literally like a jackhammer underwater. I think the fish often bite this bait because they want to shut it up. It is obnoxiously loud because the blade hits the head. I'm sure you guys can hear that right now. The Stealth Blade obviously does not do that. You cannot hear it unless you've got everything dead calm and silent underwater. You could maybe hear it clicking just a little bit, but not chattering. It is not at all a jackhammer. Two, this thing, the Jackhammer Chatterbait, starts up immediately and can be fished in a lot of different ways. You can kill it. You can rip it up off the bottom like you would a lipless crankbait, and you can fish it very erratically. You can burn it, slow it down, stop and go type of retrieve, and I've caught fish working it every which sort of way. Now this new Stealth Blade, I've only tried it a few times, but it is super sensitive in how it wants to be worked. It does start up quickly, but you cannot fish it fast. And if you stop it and start it back up, sometimes it won't start up. You have to bring it back to life, and you cannot pop it or rip it without it being overpowered. So in short, I was a little bit disappointed with the lack of versatility with this bait. You can really only fish it on a straight retrieve and on a medium speed retrieve. And you do have to dial in your equipment. I found that I had to downsize my line, which I throw pretty much all my chatterbaits on 15-pound fluorocarbon and on a medium heavy moderate rod. What I found is that this bait was most effective and most easy to fish when I downsized to 12-pound fluorocarbon on a crankbait setup. So a medium power, moderate, or regular. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if you caught that. I am sorry. My alarm just went off for me to take my meds. That's also an alarm for me to hop off. 84, 87 at the end of the third quarter. William, thanks for keeping me posted, bro. I'm going to chug the rest of this beer and get out of here. But just wanted to give you a quick heads up on the Stealth Blade Jackhammer. You will see all that information in an upcoming post and video about that bait in particular. But I did pick up a couple colors of it because I was interested in it. I know that it's built well, but I wanted to see how it fished in comparison, or I guess, and how it complements the original Jackhammer. And in my opinion, not the same bait. So you do have to downsize your line, downsize your equipment, and fish it a very specific way and in more specific scenarios. So if I were you, I'd just fish the Jackhammer most of the time. There are other chatterbaits that you can go more subtle with. And to be honest, I think I like the Naked Rage Blade better than I do the Stealth Blade Jackhammer. And it's like half the price. So, no problem, George. I'm out of here, guys. Let me chug this beer. That was a little bit more than I thought it would be. Whoa. Wish my Nuggets the best of luck. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday night. I am alone with my girls tomorrow and Monday, so there's a good chance that I will hop back on tomorrow night if you guys might be interested in that. Same time, same place. Give me some suggestions if you guys have baits or techniques that you want to talk about. Jerk baits, lipless crankbaits, square bills are all back in season. It is time. We are in the thick of fall. Temperatures are dropping both outside and in the water. And the fish, hopefully, are going to get out of the funk and more into their feeding mode where they understand that cold temps are coming and that they need to feed up. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And I will see you again in the next one. Cheers. Hit that thumbs up, too.